Barry came from China and he had been drumming there. And what we say, Barry, is like, you don't choose the drums choose you, right? It's just something that's in us. And I can remember meeting you, like you'd always kind of wanted to do this, right? You've always
hmm
had this love of music in your soul.
I started with guitar, but because of girls, I thought it would just get girls. And then it did lasted for a while, but I didn't really like love it. And I tried a lot of like some Chinese flute and a bunch of stuff. But it didn't really click until like I tried them. Oh, I'm like, oh, this is really the instrument that I love, and I didn't really do it for the external reasons.
Then you told me about this experience you had with a teacher,
hmm
drum teacher in China. Maybe your first drum teacher?
He basically told me that like I don't really have the talent to learn music, and it's like, what's the point of learning it? And I said, well, just just don't play.
If someone discourages you, takes away your courage, it can just take you off the path. And there's something my teacher told me, a teacher affects eternity. No one knows where their influence stops.
Mm,
So just this encouragement to send someone on the right path, or the discouragement that can send someone on the wrong path. So what
hmm
made you, like, that takes a lot of courage to get up from that, to being told, you shouldn't even be drumming. And it's such a myth, by the way. We call it the talent myth.
hmm
Like, you need some kind of special gifts or genius. Everybody's got a fingerprint. If you've got drumming in your heart and this wants to come out of you, you're just like that fingerprint. Your uniqueness can come out
hmm
through the drums, and that's LTR, life through rhythm. So what made you get past, like, you must have had doubts.
You should do art not for money and not for fame. Art is nurturing your soul, and it just make you grow like inside. And I think I wanted that. So that's why I think despite what my former teachers say, I still wanted to try. And by the way, it's like it takes a really long time to actually reach your potential. And who knows where that ceiling is.
Really what counts is, what I'm hearing is the inner journey and what you
Yeah.
experienced as you transformed. How was what did you experience as you went through this journey that maybe you never even thought would happen as you like transformed on this journey?
I have nothing to lose and I have nothing to prove. It just, I want to have fun and see where it goes. And so, yeah, so just I guess I just let my inner child take over.
I
It's
love it.
just that when you're a kid, if you have a color book, you don't even care if you fill in the line. You just do it.
Right. That's
All
what
you
it's
have to do
all
is just
about.
do it. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You mentioned the three eyes, which
hmm
I've never heard before, and you mentioned this was something you valued going through this. Can you go through? Do you remember what the three eyes are?
In China, we have a saying that if someone being your teacher for one day, they are kind of like a father for life. The first thing is they have to be informative. They have to know their craft.
Hmm.
Because like now with a lot of YouTube video, you can actually, learn a lot of stuff from it. But there's also a lot of misinformation. And that's why I wrote you that letter because you're really informative. I have thrown you a lot of weird question, and sometimes you might not know the answer right away, but you would actually go figure it out and maybe even discuss with me.
And
And
I'm the
yeah,
eternal student too, man. You know, I got my mentors and teachers too. Like I'm
yeah,
not done. I'm so that's part of the
mhm,
formative process. It's like you're right. You want somebody that's, and all my teachers too. It's like this cycle that never ends. Like
right,
they're eternal students as well. So
yeah,
cool, informative. Yeah, know your
yeah.
craft. I get it.
Figure a way to make it fun and
Yeah,
intriguing. I
yeah.
think it fall into the teacher's like responsibility, one of the responsibility to make it fun, to be inspiring. Not
Mm,
only inside the classroom but also outside the classroom. You inspire me to be better, like even outside of music, and to
mm.
actually do things. And that's my 3I theory for a true educator.
I love that.
Mhm.
Informative, intriguing, and inspiring. Oh,
Yeah,
guys, that's so cool.
I think the most important lesson is to listen, because oh, it was really funny because I just saw a video a couple months ago. I think it was a master class. I'm not sure who the musician is. And one of the student asked him is like, oh, in jazz music, who have more fun? Is it the player or the listener? And then
Ah,
yeah, I think the guy said just say, oh, it's always been the listener, like not just jazz music, but in terms of music, but the player are the first listener. And I think that
mm.
that's really cool.
How does it feel to be a part of a bigger drumming community?
Oh yeah, and also yeah, to see others, not to just stay in your own bubble. It really like expanded like my taste on music first because it's like before this, it's definitely just pop music and stuff, and I hated jazz because I'm like that's old people music, and then now I love it. I listen to it like every day. I love Chet Baker and like a lot of like jazz musician. Life is too short to not try new things.
For sure. And I'm so glad you overcame that because what we always fight against in this community is like regret. So if you'd never done that and listened to that first teacher, you'd be here all these years later going, "Oh, I wonder."
And so yeah, it's really important to have a like good teacher and mentor to guide them and encourage them and not put a ceiling on them and tell them what they couldn't do.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for sharing your story today.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Outstanding, Barry.